Moin moin, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Donboxing. And today for you I have something from Amazon. And I'm not going to beat around the bush for long here. So, HifiGo approached me and they asked if I want to review some of their products, which I am happy that they did, but this is from the German Amazon store, so this is specifically for the German store here, but they do have most of the things you also might find in their normal store, and they ask if I want to review the Iceborne from Aful, and yeah, so this is just the unboxing here, and I'm checking out what this thing can and can't. And just as an, I want to say a slight caveat before this, this is a bit of a weird process. I have not worked with anything similar so far. They asked me to buy this myself and then reimburse me later. And before somebody gets worried, this might be a scam. No, I have actually written with the normal HifiGo support mail and confirmed that this actually is HifiGo. So this is a bit of a weird process and not normal from everything else I've worked with so far. Let's see though. If it doesn't work out, then well, it doesn't work out. Yeah. So that's the device. This is an DAC-M dongle deck for the more mobile versions, I want to say. And this thing clocks in at 120 bucks, I think, respectively. I think the German Amazon store is a bit more expensive because then you also need to include taxes. And let's open that. Oh yeah, one thing that this makes this unique, it's not the actual the DAC amp unit here. They're just using a CS43198, which is theoretically a slight upgrade from something like what you get in the 4C Audio DS2, which still, by the way, really good dongle deck. I highly recommend it. But if it's in practice even audible, I will need to figure out later on. Okay, first remove that. Packaging is relatively small for a dongle at this price point. Honestly, it should be a bit more premium. There should be something more going on here. Removing it though is relatively easy. Then textured matte black here with A4 printed on it. Opening it super easy, that's nice to see. And the inside here, quality control pass, instructions, and the dongle. And as I said, the unique thing about this is instead of using a metal chassis or a plastic chassis, here, metal chassis, DS2, really sturdy, basically unbreakable. This one uses a resin chassis. And that does look, I have to say, it does look really cool. This is most likely the most beautiful dongle deck you will find on the market. Actually looks really pretty in real life. I'm not sure how well it's visible on camera, but this is slightly recessed, the sparkle things here. And that means it does have a bit of a light 3D effect, I want to say, overall. And also how this looks like, it's like pearl optic or something like opal. Looks really nice in real life. What I'm not so sure, I think probably for stability reasons, these are slightly textured, as you can see here. This is not just smooth, it's slightly textured all around. So I guess that's probably there to give this a bit more structure overall. Let me just try to press it a bit. The resin is definitively thick. I can't press this with my fingers at all. So that's nice to see. And then here at the bottom, USB-C, ever so lightly recessed. Let's maybe quickly check out the USB-C cable. Oh, that's thick ass braided cable. That's nice to see. That should be relatively sturdy. And if you just bend it slightly, it also gets smooth enough relatively fast. Plus, it also here has a printing on it that is in and out. That is nice. Metal plus, actually, like that's real metal. So that's also pretty cool. So I really like this cable compared to the 4C Audio, which is now like a third of the price. I mean, you can see this is not an amazing cable, but it gets the job done. This here is quite a bit better than that. Okay, lastly, let's check out the top here. We do have a 4.4 Pentacon connector here and a 3.5mm. Both seem to be integrated well. I see absolutely no issues with that. And I don't know what tech visible means because there's nothing visible here. This is literally just black resin. But one disadvantage you get with this, you can see my fingerprints all over. Like it's a fingerprint magnet. So that definitively would have, you need to be wary if you don't like fingerprints. Weight wise, let me just quickly do an AV comparison here. Actually, this is slightly more heavy than the DS2, I think. But it could also be that the DS2 is slightly... Oh, no, actually, this is slightly bigger as well. The Iceborne here, you can see, just as a rough comparison, slightly bigger. So this one is slightly heavier than, yeah, the DS2 here. And slightly bigger, but I think in real life this won't make much difference. Let me just put it down on the, not on the floor, on my desk mat here. You can see, like, in real life it's essentially the same. One thing it definitely does lack buttons for volume control. So where you need to work with your smartphone. Or let me quickly check, is there an app? Let's quickly have a quick check here. Volume adjustment, DSD hardware, newly encoded system volume, fair use, PCM specifics, after sale. No, I don't think we got an app. That's also something I did complain about with the DS2. Doesn't get you an app. The EPZ TP35 Pro, for instance, had an app where you could do PEQ for the most part, or not all filters, but for the most part. So this one also doesn't get you anything, which is a bit of a disappointment, especially with the market being now a few years matured after the DS2 here. But yeah. That's it, the unboxing for the Aful Iceborne. Let's see if actually this will turn out as a review unit, or if it in the end just turn to be a purchased unit by me. Let's see. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, recommendations, or criticisms, please leave a comment below. Donspektor out.